If you find a gentleman who loves Jesus and is committed to him, they were telling me that they are boring. I said, those are the best. They'll give you peace. You see, you want Mr. Spontaneous? Don't come to us crying when he's very spontaneous when you get married.
When you get into marriage, that is when you realize that sex is not 24/7. A time comes when the generator is packing up already.
I love him. Anytime he talks, I can't breathe. It's not love, it's asthma.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Kingdom Influencers Incorporated. I am Esther Obagu. And today I'll be bringing to you some of the 5 influential women in the kingdom and their advice and tips for dating and marriage. My personal favorite is at the end of this video, so kindly do stay with me at the end of this video to know what my favorite is. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Marry a Believer by Pastor Mrs. Mildred Okonkwo.
Let me tell you, if you do anything, make sure you never make this one mistake. Never marry an unbeliever if you are a believer. I'm not even going to play games with you. It is not optional. Nobody marries at gunpoint. Nobody forces you to marry. Somebody is an unbeliever, and you, as a Christian, go and join yourself. What concord does light have with darkness? Let me tell you. I know that a lot of people say that you say we should not marry an unbeliever, but Christians too, they are not. But let me tell you, there's a difference between having an evil nature and doing evil. One is behavior, the other one is nature. Nature cannot be changed. Until Christ enters a person, there's a difference between someone who has Christ and someone who does not have Christ. When Christ enters a man, something changes. It means the person holding his remote is God. Bible says that the heart of the king is in God's hand. Which God? If the man is an unbeliever, who is holding his remote? If you will not marry a dead body in real life, why are you doing it spiritually? Someone who is not born again is spiritually dead. So you are joining yourself to dead body. I don't care how rich he is. Dead body now, dead body. So he can have money. There are many people in the cemetery today that have money. Why don't you go there and marry them? He's a dead body. You can't be alive and join yourself to a corpse. And then you want him to change. And one of my daughters came to me recently. She's just been married for 2 months. And I've been sharing this story everywhere I go, because when they're telling people, they'll be saying, Pastor, you don't understand. I love him. Anytime he talks, I can't breathe. It's not love, it's asthma. So you better know the difference. Pastor, you don't understand. I feel butterflies in my tummy. Butterflies' lifespan is 2 weeks. It means it will fade. So you cannot make decisions based on that, no matter how amazing he is. Oh, Pastor, you don't understand. He's a nice person. Nice is not a fruit of the Spirit. So when you enter into marriage, those things will not count. This girl married an unbeliever and came to my house. 2 months that she's done. I say you are done. Food will never enter fire, they done. How are you done? 2 months. She said, that the guy is mean. He likes to keep malice. He's very selfish. He only thinks of himself. If it's not his way. I said, is he born again? She said, no. I said, so how do you expect an unbeliever to behave like a believer? You are the one that has the problem, not him. Because he was on his own journey as an unbeliever. You did not leave him for somebody that can keep malice like him. You did not leave him for somebody that is selfish like him. You did not keep him for somebody that is evil like him. You went to meet him. And now you want him to become a believer. I say, no, it doesn't work that way. You can't marry a dog and expect him to roar like a lion. It doesn't work that way. I say, as you have entered this marriage now, maybe you were sent to him. Now you are sent to him. Now your ministry of intercession begins. Because when you marry, you either marry a prayer point or a prayer partner. You're not even selfish. You are a Christian and you're on your way to heaven. You marry somebody who's not on his way to heaven and you are saying, let him love me. Is that the issue? Somebody's going to hell. You are saying, let him love you. All of us are called to ministry of intercession, especially married women and married men. Once you are married, you are called to pray for the other person. But there's a difference between prayer of thanksgiving. That you wake up every morning and you say, Father, I thank you for the gifts that you have given me. This man will be great. Things will happen in our life. There's a difference between that and prayer of warfare, that you are worrying for his soul. There's a difference. So when I was getting married, God said to me, He said, do you know that when you get married, you marry families? I say, yes, sir. He said, exactly. And I'm not just talking about natural families. He said, spiritual family as well. He says, you're marrying a believer. His father, I'm his father. But if you marry an unbeliever, his father is Satan. And your father-in-law is allowed to come to your house. Your father-in-law will not come empty if he's a good father-in-law. Satan can't come empty. He will bring sickness. And he will come with his entourage. His demons must come. Listen, there's a supernatural world. You must never play with that. I'm saying it and we're laughing, but it's the truth. And let me tell you, two unbelievers may be doing okay, but you cannot enter Satan. You are a lawful captive. You entered by yourself. You say Satan is your enemy and you entered his family by yourself. I need you to understand these things. Because if you understand it, you will not play with your destiny by joining yourself to an unbeliever. I don't care how handsome he is. Who is his father? Who is his father? Who is his father? I don't care how rich he is. Who is his father? It is only someone who has the nature of God that can do marriage God's way.
Marry someone who respects you, by Pastor Mrs. Funke Adejumo.
If a man slaps you while you are in courtship, don't marry him. He will kill you after marriage. If a woman locks your tie while you are still dating her, don't marry her. Your greatest need, or one of your greatest needs as a man, is respect. Don't marry a woman that doesn't respect you. Don't marry a man that does not respect you. Respect is crucial. When you get into marriage, that is when you realize that sex is not 24/7. A time comes when the generator is packing up already. You are tired. If there's no that thing that sustains that marriage, then it will fall apart. So it's not just about sex. Vision is important. Love is important, but love is not everything. There are days you wake up and you don't feel love in your heart. But it's not precious. Storms will come. In my study, there are 14 kinds of storms that blow against every marriage. Whether you are married to the most anointed or to a devil. Once it is marriage, storms will come. So please, as a single person, it's important for you.
Next up, Be Spiritually Minded by Beatrice Byemanzi.
I'm shaking tables. Get spiritually minded. Many of you admire the men we've married, but you don't know where we came from. You've seen them 10 years later. You do not know. We had to have faith. We had to see something of substance beyond what the eye could see. Why are you spending 300,000 on cars you don't own to drive them for 2 hours to impress people who won't care and will talk about you when you're in financial trouble? Who are you trying to impress? I'm now told, people were telling me here that people take forged gifts for introductions, that you hire a car and pretend that you've given. What kind of hypocrisy and madness is that? How can you build such a foundation for your marriage? Many of you spend all your time planning a wedding on Pinterest, stressing, spending money you don't have. Then you get married and you don't know what to do with a man or a woman because you spend time on nonsense, cheap things for Instagram. Who will care when you're dying in your marriage because you have an Instagram picture? Rubbish. Some of you, it's about money. If he can't. Okay, marry the money and be happy that that's all you're getting. You will marry money and you will cry many tears. Money is a thing. You can build. There are principles. You can start where you are. Pretending to be what you're not will not make you that thing. Embrace where you are, well knowing that there will be more. Recently, I was talking to some of my spiritual daughters and telling them, age doesn't matter. You can marry a younger man. And gentlemen, forget about age. You're looking for a girl, she must be younger. There are some older women who are going to build for you. But someone told you how she must be a certain way. Some of you, if the girl says she has a child, you run. A child is not a curse. That's a decision when she was younger. None of you wants to be judged by something you did in your past. Some of those women are some of the most fantastic wives you'll ever have. You see, the things of the spirit, they can't be. Some of you are struggling right now. Where did you get the idea that the person needs to be older? What will it help you with? Tell me, how does age help you? I was telling them, ladies, listen to me. If you find a gentleman who loves Jesus and is committed to him, they were telling me that they are boring. I said, those are the best. They'll give you peace. You see, you want Mr. Spontaneous? Don't come to us crying when he's very spontaneous when you get married. Spontaneous with another woman, spontaneous with bank accounts, spontaneous with debts, because you want spontaneous. Then you find this one who looks so boring. He's very predictable. You know where he is from morning to evening. You can tell who he's with, what he's doing at any given time. Those are the ones you should marry quickly. Marry quickly. Marry quickly. It means that they are predictable. They have character. They are, you don't understand, eh? You're not there worried wakati when he says he's here, is he there? Aren't you wanted spontaneous? Because you saw it in the movie. So some of you, the cowboy looks so loco. He dresses so badly. Some of them smell bad. You can buy him a deodorant. It's not a deal breaker. Who told you that at a particular age a man should have ABCD? Do you know where they came from? By the time Pastor Lynette got married to Pastor Chris Bambi, had you finished even university? He had 2 trousers and 5 shirts. And no degree. Rika Shatta. 2 trousers, 5 shirts and no degree. What a CV. Some of you see Pastor Chris here and you're like, I'm a footer. Guy you are. Since if I can get a man like Pastor Chris, then they bring him with 2 trousers, 5 shirts and no degree, and you refuse. Ladies, if you find a man who loves Jesus deeply, on the outside he may look rough around the edges. Talk to an older spiritual woman and do what she says. And you will live a life of no stress and a good marriage. Especially if a man is submitted to authority. Marry quickly. Feelings will come. Feelings are simply chemical imbalances. And you don't even know why you feel. There are men who you've seen in movies. So if you like Denzel Washington, any man that's close to him will make your heart pump a little faster, will make chemical imbalances happen in your system because you are told that that's the kind of man. So maybe you wanted tall, dark and handsome, and now he's light-skinned, short and a little lumpy here and there. You can color him in your head. You may not increase his height. It may not be possible. But if you think about it in the larger scheme of things, how does height make you happy in your marriage? Skin color. I wanted to marry a white man so that my babies can have curly, beautiful hair. Oh yeah. That was my vision, hair. How do you marry for hair? Some of you men are dating girls. They are so hot. You know, hips are confusing you. Those hips, will they keep you happy when you can't agree on tithe? You can't agree on how your children will be raised. Will they be believing in God or not? Especially men, understand that the woman will have the most influence on your children. They will go their mother's way. Think of Jacob. His mother influenced and took the blessing. The woman has the power. Don't be deceived. Those children will listen to her. They will go her religion. They will do what she does. And right now you think you're in charge. You're not. Because you're a man, you're the head, but you have a helper, and she really influences your children. So find a woman who loves Jesus deeply. Forget about hips. You will look at those hips and you'll be so annoyed. You'll want to kill those hips when she can't listen to you. Who are you listening to? Who is informing you about who you should choose to marry? How great is their marriage? Christians, we are not of the world. That stuff you've embraced, someone told it to you and it's not Jesus. You are in this world, but you must understand you're not of this world. What are you copying?
Learn to be friendly by Bimbo Odukoya.
Life is about having fun. Okay? If you're going to have a good relationship with people or have a good marriage, you have to know how to have fun. Nobody will enjoy a dry marriage. So if I am too serious, I'm not qualified to marry. No, am I a good Christian? You have to learn to have good fun. And another thing is this: you cannot have a good relationship with people or have a good marriage if you don't know how to make friends. Do you understand me? Marriage is about friendship. Praise the Lord. If I don't know how to make friends with people around me, I can't have any type of good relationship. If I'm too serious, I won't have a good relationship with my boss. I won't have a good relationship with my siblings. I won't have a good relationship with my parents. I won't have a good relationship with colleagues. No, I cannot have a good marriage. If I'm too serious, I'm not friendly. I'm not holy. Jesus was a holiest man on earth. He had fun. He said things that made people laugh. Are you with me? And he was very friendly. Yet he didn't sin. Proverbs 18, look at verse 24. A man who has friends must himself be friendly. But there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. The type of person you are goes to a far extent. So the truth of the matter is, you must understand you are always being watched by somebody. You are always, and you see, I don't have to speak to you to get an impression about you. And that is where you have to be careful as singles. Because there you are, you're a single lady, and you don't know that somebody has got an impression about you already. And maybe the person goes to a friend and says, that lady goes to your church. What do you think about her? That guy might not have spoken to you once, but he has spoken to you. Because he will have something to say about you. Body language is the greatest form of communication. Say that when you are trying to get a message to somebody, your words play 7%. In other words, 7% of your words carries your message. 38% of your tone carries your message. And 55% of your body language carries your message. In other words, what you don't say is what people are hearing. Most of the time, it is not what you say that people hear, it's what you are not saying. It's your tone, it's your stairs, the way you move, how you behave, your body talking. That's why it's always miming. You can get exactly what he's saying. And then when you even say, your tone is saying a lot. Even if you want to be friendly to me, okay, if I see you and you walk in a very nice way and all that, and then you now want to meet me for the first time, there is a way you treat a companion. There is a way you speak to a casual friend. There's a way you speak to what? A close friend. And there's a way you speak to an intimate friend. When you see somebody who you want to get to know, there's nothing wrong walking up to the person and getting to know the person. It's not a sin. There are some people that would never be your friend if you don't go to them. When you see a person that you admire and you like to be like, don't wait for the person to come to you. You go to the person. It doesn't mean you want to have a negative relationship. You want to have a positive relationship because that person is going to influence you positively somewhere. There are some relationships you will never build if you don't go to that person. And nobody will think you are loose talking to him. He will think you're friendly. It's how you compare. You see, it's a total package. There is nothing wrong in a woman taking the first step. Nobody, you see, it's the way you go about it. Listen, I'm not saying a woman proposing. No. I'm saying a woman taking a step in getting friendly. What will determine the outcome of your friendship is your character and your behavior. I know a particular case, all right, where a guy was interested in somebody else. But another lady who he didn't notice just walks up to him. She was just trying to be friendly. And he said, oh my God, where have you been all my life? All right? And before they knew what, friendship started and they both got married. But you see, there's nothing sinful in friendship. Bible says, he that will have friends must what? What people run away from is sin. No matter how friendly you are, once you have a problem with sin, you can't keep a relationship. If you are laid back, all right, and you're not a sinful person, you might not be able to find a relationship. Jesus was friendly. Be friendly.
Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. What's your personal favorite? Let me know down in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up and share to your friends, your family, and every single person, because I think everyone needs to hear this advice. And do well to subscribe to Kingdom Influencers Incorporated. Bye. Last but not the least, my personal favorite, Be Productively Engaged in Life by Pastor Mrs. Faith Oyedepo.
Be productively engaged in life. And this is very, very important. Whatsoever your hand finds doing, the Bible says, do it with all your might. Find your purpose in life and pursue it passionately and do it productively. And I can guarantee you, you'll have a 100% chance of success in marriage if you walk in God's plan for your life. The truth is, if you are going nowhere, you can't have a fellow traveler. You must have a career. What is your vision, your calling, your assignment? Develop yourself while you are waiting. Self-development will make you an asset and not a liability. Of course, don't be too hard or feel desperate or feel depressed because you haven't found a godly marriage spouse. If you have nothing, you can share nothing. So build yourself spiritually, build a career, build yourself mentally, read books, pray, attend seminars, volunteer, go to school. By all means, engage productively. Explore better options to becoming a better version of yourself. Pursue the desires that God has put in your heart naturally. In other words, put your life in order.